And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is your boy FlyIslandGuy. Sorry for my voice. I'm actually a little under the weather right now, and decided to take the day off from work. So decided to use this time to catch up on a flight or two. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, and I'm going to try and keep the talking on the short side of things, because honestly it hurts a little bit to talk. So today we are taking some cargo within Peru. Right now we are in Androas, Peru, and we're going to be heading over to Capitan Carlos Martinez de Pineos International Airport. So where is that located? I'm actually not sure. But we're going to look that up. Looks like it's in Trujillo, Peru. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. So we'll talk more about that once we get into the air. But what I might even do is just let's get us up, and then kind of on the way down we'll talk about where we're going. But what I can tell you, it's on the the west coast of South America, and Peru is actually a very big country. Did not realize that. So yeah, we are pretty much ready to go here. I have not started the engines yet, but I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna go through our final checks, then head out. Cruising altitude today is gonna be 24,000 feet. And find our flight time. We'll find SimBrief here. Oops, I keep brushing the mic. Our flight time today is going to be 1 hour and 32 minutes. And the weather today, as you can hear, here in Androas, there's lots of thunderstorms in the area. And but the sky seems to be pretty clear, which is good. So it shouldn't be much of an issue. But in terms of the weather right now, we just have a look at South America overall, and I'm gonna try something in OBS, which is to switch scenes. We're actually in the wrong scene right now, but we'll use this one for now, so I could show you the weather, which is right here. So there's a lot of rain all over the place. It's not looking good, but we're actually going to be heading over, as I said, to the west coast of Peru, which is over here. So we're in Androas right now. As you can see, all kinds of bad weather in the area. We're heading down here to Trujillo. Things look a lot better, and the wind should be pushing all of the weather out. So hopefully we're not going to have too bad of a departure, but it's been enough talking on my end. Let's get going, folks. So we're going to start the engine start checklist, which requires to get our beacon on. And then we'll go ahead and start the engine. So we're going to shout out clear prop, which I'm not going to do because I just can't shout. It hurts too much to do that. We're going to get the starter on. Oops. Ignition auto. Everything is looking good right now. Feed in some fuel.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
And we're going to check to make sure that everything stays in the green, settles down. And everything is looking good for departure. get some of these warnings cleared out. Alright, engines have settled, so the instruments are looking good. We'll go ahead and get the generator switches on. This guy. External power, we don't have that. Avionics. Actually, let's go ahead and set that. Set our altimeter as well. Let's get our flight director on. Alright, flight director doesn't want to go on for some reason. Do the test first.
Warning, autopilot trim.
We have not set our trim yet. Alright. Did not do this before. This is the first time I'm actually seeing this, which is interesting, which means that probably something was wrong with my installation. So I'm gonna go and set the trim real quick. Let's just look at our weight and balance. Okay. You don't have to do too much right now. I'm just looking at this guy here. It's in the green. I'm gonna give it a little bit of nose down, but not much. And make sure our rudder trim is set in the middle. That looks good. Alright, I'll go into heading mode as well, but we'll set that when we'll set our heading when we're actually want to take off. Standby bus can come off as well. Standby bus is off. Cooling and heating is required. Let's get our probes on as well. ECS switch can go to auto. I never remember where that is. ECS switch to auto. Here we go. Flaps 15. Our flaps, the flap indicator is over here in the corner. One of the places we can look. So it's set to 50 and now looks good. After engine start checklist is complete. What we're gonna do now is the pusher test. And hopefully I'll get it right this time. So we are going to give a little bit of throttle. And let's look up. The pusher button. Alright. Do that for one side. And we'll come again and we'll do that one more time for the co-pilot. So up. Let me get this guy up. Is it distinguished? Oh, okay, cool. Well, push test is complete. Okay. So avionics is set, trims is set, pressurization. So let's move this guy up to going up to 24,000. So I remember from before you have to say set it a little higher. So 24 is about there. 24. We'll just set it a little higher. And transponder is already on. No, we're not using it. It's not on VATSIM. AHRS. That's these guys here. Should both be slaved. I think they are. Yeah. No warnings, so we are good to go before taxi checklist complete. So right now we're ready to taxi, folks. Check our controls. Let's just look at the wing as well, just to see. Oh crap, I didn't set my views. But that's alright. I'll do that when I get up there. This is the cargo version, as you can see. I haven't flown this one before. Okay, controls look good. Alright, I'm gonna set the toggle button. Let's go back to idle as well. Autopilot. We have our altitude already set, and we can arm it. And heading bug, we'll set that once we get on the runway. Trims are set for takeoff. And that's about it. So taxi checklist is complete. Alright, so we are departing. Oh boy. Just double check it here. And I gotta stop brushing the mic like that. So for our flight today, we're gonna be departing runway 20, which is going to be, I think, going from right to left. So I think I'm gonna turn right here. All right, let's get ready to head out. Taxi lights can come on. Parking brake can come off. Get the toggle switch, that's looking good as well. Did not work last time when I tried to do this, so interesting. And let's get our, let's stop here for a sec. Come back, let's get our flight plan up. We're departing runway 30. Yeah, so that's right there. Just to our right. So we'll go ahead and we'll keep our flight plan up here so we can see what's going on, and then we will put our map over here. Beautiful. All right, let's get in position for takeoff. Come back a little bit. I have to set all my views again. Alright, so let's turn around here. Alright. So we are all lined up. I'm going to just line up our heading, and then we can go into heading mode, and we can do an IAS climb as well. Alright, that's about it, folks. Alright, before takeoff checklist, flaps are at 15. Let's get our lights on. So landing strobe and recog lights on. Anti-ice as required. We don't need that right now. It's pretty warm out here today. Fuel condition lever and pause for no warnings. Fuel condition lever should go to high idle as well. So it's kind of weird in a weird spot now. So and we are ready to go, folks. So let's set our takeoff power. We're pointing a little, sort of a little right. It's okay. Alrighty, so takeoff power is set. Let's get this guy out the way. Always forget to do that. And we're gonna release our parking brakes. And we're looking for 80 knots. Give it a little bit of rudder to compensate. Gotta hold center line. Rotate at 80.
Airborne time locked.
You're up. I'm just gonna follow the flight director right now and enjoy the view. It was pretty much landing in the forest before, which was a little interesting. As I said, there's a little bit of weather around right now. Things look pretty clear on my end, though, so I'm not too worried about that. All right. Gonna go flaps up, and let's go into IIS nav mode and let's get our autopilot on. All right. So I think once we get up and over the clouds, should be pretty good. I'm gonna increase our speed for IIS. So we're a little slow right now. And so basically holding 150 knots for climb right now, which is, yeah, that's pretty slow. Alright. Let's take that off for now. And we'll do some crazy climb rate. There we go. So we're doing like 2,300 feet per minute just now. Climbing at a slow speed. We're just gonna get our speed up, and I think we'll switch back to IAS once we hit about 160 or so. We'll do that. Alright, so let's run our takeoff checklists. Landing gear is up, yaw damper is on. Landing lights are going to head off at 10,000. Flaps are up, I believe. Yep. our climb power. Pressurization is set. Engine instruments are all looking good. And recog lights will be off after 10,000 feet as well. So 10,000 feet seems to be the magic number. What I will do is set my views real quick. This is pretty annoying. Can we get a little further back? Let's see. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And we'll do the other side. Oh, nothing over here. You can zoom in a little bit as well. Alright. The views are set. Okay, so in terms of like where we're heading today, we are going to Trujillo, Peru. So let's get a little bit of information on that location. So I'm just pulling that up right now. Alright. So about Trujillo, Peru. So Trujillo, Peru is a fascinating city with a rich history and vibrant culture. Did you know that Trujillo is actually the third largest city in Peru by population? So it's home to roughly 900,000 people. Which makes it a bustling urban center in the city. And that's a crazy large population. And I actually didn't realize it was that big. So what's the climate like there? So Trujillo enjoys a pleasant climate most of the year. It's known for its mild desert climate with temperatures ranging from warm to hot. And summers can get quite warm with temperatures reaching up into the 80s Fahrenheit, which is around 27 to 32 degrees. Also cross 10,000, so get all of our lights off. Alright, sorry. And the winters are milder, so the winters are typically in the 60s Fahrenheit, which is around 15 to 20 degrees. Temperature on takeoff today was about 21. So it's a nice winter day here in Androas, just in Peru in general. The city experiences very little rainfall throughout the year, making it a great destination for those that love sunshine and warmth. So to me that sounds like a perfect climate for exploring and enjoying outdoor activities. And with such nice weather, you can see why it's such a popular place to visit in Peru. Trujillo's climate certainly adds to its appeal, especially for tourists who want to explore the city's many historical sites and cultural attractions without worrying too much about the weather. And the city's strategic location near the coast also means that there are beautiful beaches nearby, adding to its allure as a destination. So it seems like Trujillo has a lot to offer in terms of both history and natural beauty. And with its sizable population and inviting climate, it's definitely a city worth exploring in Peru. So if anybody watching right now has been to Peru, be sure to hit me up in the comments. Let me know. As I've always said, Flight Simulator is my way of being able to travel without actually traveling. So we'll see how things go today. From what I know, it's a pretty sizable airport that we're going to be heading into, and I'm going to have to come over the mountains in order to come in for approach, so hopefully we'll get some good views on the way in. Alright? Anyway, this is your boy FlyIslandGuy. Once we get close to the airport and approach, I'll be back. We'll be discussing the approach and we'll see how things go. Alright? I'm out. I'll be back. And welcome back. We are starting our descent into Trujillo. Not sure if I pronounced that right, but Trujillo. Just look around right now. We are in some heavy mountain right now. So just kind of keeping an eye on that as we descend. If you look at our map right here, as you can see, we have to get over this mountain range before we actually reach the coast and come in for our approach. Now it's going to be a bit of a weird approach, and I'll show you the actual approach in a second, but what we're going to do, and I'm going to see what exactly the FMS is going to do. I'm just kind of leaving it as is because the approach is sort of weird right now. What is going to happen is we're going to be approaching from the northeast. We're going to come over the airport, and then we're going to sort of loop back and then kind of do another loop to come in for landing on runway 20. Now, it will make the most sense, to be honest, to not even bother doing this loop, just come straight in to land. But I'm a little kind of iffy on, I'm not really comfortable in this aircraft right now to be doing something like that, so I'm just going to follow the flight plan for now. It's a bit of a roundabout approach, but hopefully it'll get us down safe and sound. So, discussing the approach, let's see if this works. If you come into OBS, I'm going to bring up the window capture from Navigraph just to see if that works, and it looks like it does. So, what we're doing right now is with the RNAV Runway 20 approach. As you can see, what it describes here is exactly sort of what we're doing. We're just going to be kind of doing that loop and coming around, except I believe we're going to be coming here, kind of coming over the runway, and then we're going to go out again to, and then kind of come back and do another loop approach again. It's pretty interesting. All I'm really worried about right now is kind of getting over this mountain range. As you can see, 7,000 feet at the highest point, kind of in the actual area, so we have to worry about that, but we'll see what happens. So I hope that you guys saw that correctly. I'm actually not too sure. This is my first time like using the scene how it's supposed to be used, so we'll see how it goes. But we're still pretty high up right now though. We are crossing 18,000 feet. The transition altitude here is 4,500, so we're pretty much going to stay at 299 until we reach 4,500. My main concern right now, as I said, is getting over these clouds, because unfortunately we're not going to be seeing too much. Like, there's a heavy cloud layer over the airport, or over these clouds here, so I'm not really going to be able to see what I'm flying into, so I'm really going to be trusting the FMC to kind of get us through safe and sound. Just want to take a quick look at the weather though. You're not going to be able to see this, so I haven't actually set it up. But I just want to see what windy.com is saying for the airport. So current weather right now. Do this again. It's not showing me the actual airport for some reason. Anyway, I can also check Navigraph as well. This Navigraph also has weather. Oh, let's see what it says here. Should be a little spot here for weather. I saw it before. Actually don't see it, which is weird. I know for sure that I saw weather in here. Oh, here we go. Right now we're looking at winds out of 170 at 7 knots. Visibility is about 8 kilometers. Broken clouds at 7,000 feet. It's pretty much going to be the top layer of the mountains right now. So we got to keep an eye on that. Let's see. Temperature is 26 degrees C. And so far the weather is not looking too bad. Nothing in the way of rain or anything like that, which unexpected. So that's kind of playing in our favor for an approach that's a little on the dangerous side, to be honest. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to go through the descent checklist. I'm just going to bring this guy up and pop it off the screen. Actually, I don't know what you're going to see. Okay, so that doesn't really work for this. So we're going to have to keep it on the screen here. This is what I've really been running through all this time. So let's look at the descent checklist. Cabin pressurization rate is set. Altimeter is still at 299.2. We can't set that until 4,500, I believe. That's what I saw just now. Alright, so we're going to go through the approach list kind of once we get closer on the way. Just going to be recognition lights, radios, altimeters, cabin pressure, inertial separator on, and approach briefing, which you've already done. Most of this stuff we've already done. But we'll set our lights on once we get below 10,000, and also set our altimeter over radio as well. I've already set the altimeter, not the altimeter, sorry, the precision height, which is going to be 600 feet today. And we're going to see how things go, folks, alright? What I'll do is I'll come back when we are closer to the airport. Kind of when we're close to landing, when we get below the clouds. And let's hope for a nice smooth landing, folks, alright? I'm very nervous because this could turn out to just be the pillow of death. We'll see what happens, alright? Alright, so if you actually see the rest of this video, that means I made it through fine. But now, let's just cross our fingers, alright? We'll be back. Alright, so we're just enjoying the view now on the way down. We made it safely over the mountains. It's pretty cool. Look down below. Just a view of a city down below. I'm not sure which one that is. I don't know if that's Trujillo. Could be. Yeah, it definitely is, because we're basically coming over the airport now. Let's see if we can see it. Absolutely amazing view. Wow. Yeah, that's the airport right there below us. I'm gonna take another screenshot because this looks absolutely amazing. Alright, so let me just see what just happened there. Alright, so my... Huh. That was very weird. So I just lost the flight track for some reason, so I'm just heading out into the ocean. It's interesting. So what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna go to Gentoo. Let's see if I can just direct there. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know what happened just now. But what I'll do is I'm going to go into heading mode, and we're just gonna get back to where we're going. I don't know what the heck happened just now. You just stopped following the flight plan. Let's see. So let's just turn and head back to where we came from. It's also gonna mess up our approach like a lot. And it's gonna keep turning. Actually, I have no idea what happened just now. That was weird. We're gonna probably end up a little low, so we're descending to 2200. We can go ahead and set our altimeter as well. Oops. Let's hit some with the transponder by mistake. Alright, so we're just turning back. And just gonna make sure, that's the direct button I was looking for there. We can go direct Gentoo. Okay. Oh, Gentoo's over there. Oops. It's weird because Nav is armed, but yeah, it's not going to be able to intercept the waypoint properly. So I'm just going to try and do a little bit of a wide turn. That was really weird. I'm not sure what happened just now. In fact, no, let's just go. What's the next waypoint on the list? It is. Just. Go direct there. Alright, so should be turning towards Puget now, and that should get us back on track. Hopefully. Or we could do... So Ganta would have been the way to go. You could also do direct to here as well. RU754. Let's see where that is. Map. Yeah, let's go direct RU754. It's probably the best thing to do. Direct RU754. There we go. That's better. Alright, so I don't know what happened just now. That was weird. What I want to do in preparation though is start to slow down. So one of the things that I realized about this aircraft was that I have been landing way too fast. So just kind of been reading up, trying to figure out why I've always been so out of control in landing. And what I saw is that a good speed for landing in the PC-12 is around 80 knots. I've always been coming in around 100, which is a little faster than it should be coming in at. Regardless, this is a beautiful even approach. Like, kind of wish it went as planned. It looks amazing. It's really foggy here. It's gonna probably make things a little bit challenging when landing, but I'm not too worried about it. Like, the good thing is we're kind of past all these mountains and stuff now. Have to watch out for this guy in front of us, but I think we're above that, so we should be fine. Looks like nav is back in business now though, so we should be good. As I said, I don't know why this just stopped tracking after a while. Luckily I kind of caught it when it did. So we're down to 150 knots now, and I'm just going to try and get our speed down gradually, slowly but surely. Kind of just want to come in as slow as possible when we're coming in for the landing to see if that sort of helps with some of those controllability issues that we've been having, right? It's been pretty, all the landings have been pretty hairy, and I see that like a lot of people online have been having trouble landing this aircraft, which it's a little sad, just because, I mean, you know that Simworks Studio is a good game developer, and they did such an awesome job with the Kodiak. I'm not saying that this isn't a great aircraft now, but like, it definitely seems to have some issues that need to be worked out a little bit. Alrighty, so I'm going to dial back on the throttle a good amount just to really get our speed down. And we're going to be starting our turn for final now. I'll do flaps 15. And once we kind of get on the back end of the turn, I'm gonna arm approach mode. And hopefully we'll be good to go from there. Down there. Oh, it's a vehicle. Weird. Alright, we're doing about 120 knots. I'm gonna go gear down. Just getting a little bit of situational awareness with GPS here. So sort of zooming in so I can see exactly where I am. And I think this would be a good time to go into approach mode. Oh. See if this guy works. Yep, it's looking good. Localizer is captured. Ooh, I'm kind of slow there. So I'm going a little nose up. I think the nose is raising up to capture the glide path. But I feel really high up though. I'm about to fly over the runway again. Let's see. Oh, I'm very high. Wow, okay. So I'm going to... What happened there? That was weird. Okay. So I'm gonna have to go mist, and we're gonna start this approach one. Well, I'm just gonna circle around again, but I'm just gonna fly manually. And I'm going to try and get down a little lower as well. The airport is right below us. Gonna try and keep an eye on the airport just so I can see where it is. Pretty much be parallel to it now. Alright, I'm just going to do a slow turn. Well, a bit of a steep turn actually, not a slow turn. I'm going to try and come back in for a landing one more time. We're very low. I think that's the... I think I see the runway right in front of us. Yeah, that's it right there. It's doing that weird thing again where it kind of feels off. Now I'm going a lot slower, so this landing should be a little better now. Hopefully. Alright.
Landing time log.
That was much better. Much better. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trujillo, Peru. Not sure exactly what the local time is. Probably after 4 p.m. I'm just gonna pull off here at this terminal. That was the key, folks. That was the key. Speed. I was coming in way too fast before.
Warning, trim.
Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna stop here. Should have turned the yaw damp off as well. I forgot to turn that off. Alright, so let's just run through oops, not this. The after landing checklist real quick. Just to make sure we're all good. Alright, so fuel condition lever to low idle. We'll do this. Boom. Flaps up. And we'll do our lights as well. So don't need our landing lights. Strobes and recognition lights can come off. Stack lights can come on. And weather radar is already good. Trim's already good. Anti-ice as required. Alright, after landing checklist is complete, you can go ahead and just taxi to the gate. Get a little further, a little closer. Alrighty, folks. This was eventful, but less eventful than before, which is good. So, cool. We are here.
Engine off
Warning,
time log.
essential
The
bus.
flight is finished. It has been monitored by On Air.
Alright. That, my friends, was what I call a good landing for this guy. We're just gonna get this open and we can unload this cargo. that's pretty much it, folks. Hope you enjoyed this flight, and I am going to take what I learned and I'm going to apply it to more flights moving forward, because I really got to get the hang of this plane before we finish this South America tour. Anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video if you see fit. I'll be back with another one real soon. This is your boy FlyIslandGuy saying stay safe and most importantly, stay fly. I'm out. Peace.